There are two key people to date that I have not spoken to, and these are the two men that took Jay back to that holiday rental in the hills. Those two men have spoken to the police, but they are now back in England. I urge those two people to come forward, and I will give you a telephone number at the end to put out. I have only got a description of the one person because I don't have a photograph of the other person, and the information that the young men are giving me in terms of it is very limited. But I can tell you the one guy, he's about 6 foot tall, he's quite stocky, he had a distinctive, fairly similar to myself, but it was bright orange wristband on, and he is black, and he's got quite short black hair.
Age?
Very difficult to tell, but I think he's probably around 30 to 40. Since I've been here and worked with the family, I spent yesterday with them and the night before. They are a very, very united family. They are very supportive, and their one mission, of course, is to find out what happened to Jay. They still live with the hope that Jay will return and that he is not safe but still alive. They have themselves been out searching, and they put up pictures and posters, and of course they are responding to as many inquiries as they possibly can. The position for myself is that I've come over here to investigate. They have sat with me and they have provided me with an in-depth insight into what has happened in the hours leading up to Jay's disappearance. I have to date been able to speak to a large number of witnesses who were with him or came across him during that period of time, and they have all been helpful. There are a number of those that are probably not entirely truthful, and I intend to follow up on those people further by cross-referencing them in relation to other witnesses. I need to speak to those people. Those people have crucial information. There will be you as well as many other people who are asking very pertinent questions in relation to why are they here, what were they doing, and why did they take Jay back to that holiday rental. I know the name of one of those individuals, his nickname. I do not know the name of the other person, but I do have a photograph of that one person. I do not intend to release that photograph yet, but if they do not come forward, I will release that information and ask the public to tell me who they are. So I urge them to come forward before I do that. And the only reason I'm doing that is I believe they have crucial information that may enable us to find out what has happened to Jay. There are two scenarios as far as I'm concerned that's happened to him. He has either come to harm by his own accident up in the hills somewhere, but not directly by the rental, some distance away, or there is a third party involvement. I cannot rule that out at the moment, and there is certainly an aspect that concerns me with regards to the drugs, which is definitely a fraternity that exists around here, and in the last 24-48 hours there is definitely information that gives rise for concern around the drug aspect of it. Young people over here, you only need to go down the strip, and in a matter of 30 seconds without getting in a car you will be offered every single drug that you want, and that is a worry of over here. But at this present moment in time, the Spanish authorities are doing what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. The Spanish authorities have obviously rejected the help from the Lancashire police. Lancashire police have been very supportive of the family, have provided a direct contact, and Lancashire police have said that at any stage the Spanish authorities want their help, they will be here and they will help, and they certainly have the experience to be able to do that. But the Spanish police at this present moment in time have said we do not want your help at all, and of course as a direct result of that they would see me as an extension of that. They're not happy that I'm here. I would say put pride to one side. This is about finding Jay, and we need as many people as possible to get involved. And I would urge, as another appeal, not just to those two people, there are people out here who know more. There are people out here who have information, who have seen Jay, who had contact with Jay whilst he was here. If you were in those clubs on that evening or in the early hours of that morning, please come forward and tell us. You may be reluctant to pass that information to the police, but please use the hotline that we will circulate so that people can give us that information. I think the problem is that the starting point of this investigation for the Spanish authorities has been one of a missing person. I don't know whether that has increased or whether it's decreased. From a starting point, if this was it was in the UK, I would have started investigating as a critical incident, and I'd have done everything so that you can secure the the potential crime scene or the last location, and then of course you can come back down. Once you've lost evidence, you've lost evidence. They are back in the UK. They may, out of freedom, come back if the Spanish authorities ask them, but at this present moment in time I haven't had the opportunity to talk to them. I can talk about other witnesses who are instrumental, and there's lots of names being mentioned. Those people are cooperating fully and have said that at any stage, if the authorities want them to come back to Spain, they will do. He has either come to harm himself as a result of moving away from the area, so it's either I do not believe that he is in that close proximity to the rental. It's a very easy area to search. If he has come to any harm, it's either the other side of the lookout point, or it's a bit further down towards the town. It's one of those areas here, and obviously the longer it goes on and the more days that pass and the continued search, because the police are searching very, very well. They've got mountain rescue, there's lots of people up there. He will be found. If he's not found, then of course it brings that other element, which is the third party. I have received information. There is no doubt an underworld here. There is an undercurrent here. There is a big drugs fraternity. I can't tell you at the moment whether that has an impact. I've only been here for less than 48 hours. But what I can tell you is the information I currently have, and the family have shared everything with me, and I've got lots of messages, lots of WhatsApp chats and everything. That is a line of inquiry. So the two men were over here. They were in the bars, in and around the strip area. They were certainly there for 2 days. That we know definitely that they mixed with Jay and Jay's group of friends that were there. They spent a number of time in the bars drinking. They say that they drank Hennessy, which was their preferred drink, and there was one person who was a slightly bigger guy, was much more chatty than the other person. They were there. They didn't go to the festival. They didn't have an invite for the festival. They didn't have a ticket, so they didn't go to the festival. And they were with Jay on the morning, taking them back. What we don't know is why. And of course, the questions that raise is why, if you were partying here, do you go to a venue, a holiday let some hour away, which is in a really remote location? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know who they are at the moment, but my focus now is to find those people. I have a photograph of them, and I know that the power of the internet will very quickly, if I put that image out, will find them. But I'm giving them the opportunity to come forward. They are witnesses. They are nothing more than that. They are crucial witnesses, and I want to make sure that we secure that evidence in relation to what they've got to say and ask the pertinent questions which could give answers to what's happened. Jade had enjoyed himself that night. They'd consumed quite a bit of alcohol. That morning, when he left the club shut at 4 o'clock. He came out of the club. They sat outside on the wall for a short period of time, wandered around, trying to work out what they were going to do. Jade was during the course. I mean, many of you have seen the videos of him. He looked quite drunk at stages during the course of that. But when he comes out, I am told by people who spoke to him that he was quite in control of himself. So when he goes off with these two men, he is in quite control of himself. What we don't know is why he went with these two men, what was the purpose of that.